Happy New Year, everybody. 2022 is in our rearview mirror, and now we are heading into 2023 with a whole new crap load of movies and TV to watch. And this year is stacked, guys. So this most anticipated list, we've gone from 10 and we've upped it to 15. And I could have done a top 20 if I wanted to, because there's just so much coming out. So without further ado, let's start talking about our most anticipated movies of 2023. My list starts at number 15 with 65. Now, this is a little movie that kind of came out of nowhere a couple months ago. It dropped its first trailer. It stars Adam Driver, and the only way that I can describe the trailer is it looks like Jurassic Park meets Planet of the Apes, and yeah, count me in for that. It looks exciting. It looks like so much fun. It's probably going to be just a little action film that comes and goes, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what this film is about and what Adam Driver and the crew is bringing to the table. And just as Prey was my underdog and dark horse pick of last year's list, I've got Cocaine Bear coming in at number 14. This movie is going to go either two ways. It's either going to hit perfectly, do everything right, and be a really fun time in the theater, and be a great comedy of this year, or it's going to do everything wrong and just be a really bad movie. There's really no in-between that I can see with Cocaine Bear, but I'm putting my chips in. I'm putting all my eggs in a basket. I think this is going to be a fun time in the theater. I think it's going to be funny, and I have it on the list because I'm really looking forward to seeing what that bear is going to do to get his next hit of cocaine. Let's dive right into number 13 and talk about The Little Mermaid. Now, The Little Mermaid is a little bit lower on this list because it is a Disney remake. And Disney remakes I tend to get really excited about, and they end up being just okay or good enough to be passable. I've never really found a Disney remake that I just absolutely loved. But The Little Mermaid looks like it's doing everything right so far with its first teaser. I thought Halle Bailey sounded beautiful in the trailer. She has a great voice for this role. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with The Little Mermaid. Hopefully it's a Disney remake that I can come out just loving. Hopping over to number 12, we've got Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Now, this movie kind of came and snuck up on me. I didn't feel like I was anticipating this movie at all. And then the trailers have hit. I've been feeling a little bit of nostalgia for them. They look picture perfect. They could not have captured the world of Mario any better. The cast voice acting sounds good so far. I'm even on board with Chris Pratt's voice at this point. But will this have a good story? It's gotten a nostalgia bait. The animation could not be any more perfect. But we'll just have to wait and see if this is going to be the video game movie that helps break the curse of awful movies, or just join the pile of awful video game movies that we've had in the past. Our runner-up to the top 10 at number 11 is Mandalorian Season 3. Mandalorian I've enjoyed all the way through from Season 1 and Season 2, even his appearances in Book of Boba Fett. This show is just so much fun. The first season was a very excellent serialized adventure, even Season 2, but now they're starting to get into some storylines, and I'm hoping they don't lose me. There's some characters coming in from the Clone Wars cartoon that I didn't watch that I really hope that they can just introduce me to and explain to me as a newcomer. I hope the show doesn't leave me behind like Book of Boba Fett did, introducing Cad Bane horribly to a new audience. Anyone who didn't watch Clone Wars or The Rebels, I assume, would have no idea who Cad Bane was. Case in point. But even with all those worries, I'm still really anticipating seeing Mandalorian Season 3, and if anything, I get to see Mando and Grogu again, and that's good enough for me. Kicking off our top 10, we've got Creed 3. Now, I'm a little bit hesitant on Creed 3 as well because Sylvester Stallone was so unceremoniously taken off of the film, but I am looking forward to seeing what Michael B. Jordan does as his directorial debut. This is going to be Adonis' story without Rocky. I'm looking forward to seeing how that progresses in this movie, and hopefully Creed 3 will be able to step out of Rocky's shadow and continue on as a franchise from this film being so good. At number 9, we're going back to Disney Plus, and we're looking at Secret Invasion. Now, I'll admit it, I'm a little bit burned out on the Disney Plus Marvel shows at the moment. She-Hulk might have just been the last straw for me, I don't know, but we had a lot of that last year. But Secret Invasion does look like a return to form for Marvel. It looks like it's going to be more serious, a little bit more gritty for a Marvel series at least. I'm super stoked to see Samuel L. Jackson return as Nick Fury in his own TV series. I'm looking forward to the spy espionage feel of this thing. I'm hoping that Secret Invasion could be their best show yet and help get Marvel back on their feet just a little bit off of Phase 4. At number 8, we've got Oppenheimer. Now, I'm not going to act like I know anything about this, but it's Christopher Nolan, and I don't bet against Christopher Nolan. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he brings to this. A new movie by Christopher Nolan. How could you not be excited? Plus, the cast is completely stacked. I think every celebrity in the world is in this movie. I cannot wait to see this when it drops. And my wife is on a big Christopher Nolan kick right now, so she might just be joining me in the theater for that as well, so I can't help but be excited about that too. At number 7, we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, kind of similar to Secret Invasion, I'm hoping that this is going to be Marvel going back to their grand overall storytelling, because we didn't get a lot of that in Phase 4, but with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania introducing Kang, who's looking to be the overall villain of the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, I'm hoping this movie has big stakes. I'm hoping it has big consequences for the MCU as a whole. And I'm hoping that this is an Ant-Man adventure that doesn't look big scaled in the trailers, but ends up being a small scaled adventure like the first two films. But even if so, I like Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I like Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. I like seeing them together. The Quantum Realm, I'm excited to explore that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania brings to us in February. At number 6, I have Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. Now, like a lot of people, I really enjoyed that first Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. I didn't love it. I wasn't as hyped on it as a lot of other people are, but I think it's a really good movie, and this movie looks like it's bringing a lot of the elements that I really enjoyed from that movie into this movie. It's going to be cool to see Miles Morales grow up a little bit. All the Spider-Men in the multiverse, I will admit, that doesn't really get me that excited. I prefer my Spider-Man as a solo character doing his own thing in New York, but the story does look huge. It does look expansive. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of surprises, so I'm looking forward to checking out Across the Spider-Verse when it hits theaters. And I'm just hoping it can be as good as the first one. Kicking off our top 5, we've got John Wick Chapter 4. Who would have thought that the first film, with a couple guys killing a man's dog and that guy going on a revenge for his dog, would turn into this epic action franchise and going into its 4th entry? That's insane. Keanu Reeves is so good in this role. The action is always incredible. I love the gung fu sequences. I love the world building that this series has with the Continental, with all of the characters. John Wick has not let me down yet, and I have no reason to think that John Wick Chapter 4 is going to be any different. I cannot wait to see this thing. At number 4, we've got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now, I love the Indiana Jones movie. I even like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Come at me. But when it comes to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, I do get a little bit worried, because when I watch that trailer, it does look pretty CGI heavy. It doesn't look like it has a lot of the practical stunts that were going on in Raiders and Temple of Doom and The Last Crusade. But also, Harrison Ford is like 80 years old, so maybe we should just cut them all some slack. But this is the first Indiana Jones movie that's not directed by Steven Spielberg. We got James Mangold coming in. That gives me a lot of hope, because James Mangold is a great director. I love Logan. So I'm really hoping that with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, it can be a better send-off for this character than Kingdom of Crystal Skull was, and can also give us one last thrilling adventure with Indy himself. Coming in at number 3 is The Flash. I don't care. I want to see this movie. I really want to see this movie. Take all of the outside world drama that's going on with the star of this movie out of it. Just this movie itself. You've got Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. They're exploring the multiverse. I really like Andy Muschietti as a director. I love his first It film. I think The Flash has a lot of potential to be something great from DC. And I'm really sick of waiting for a movie called The Flash. This could not come out any slower. Just give me the movie. Our runner-up at number 2 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Can I please see Mission Impossible 7 this year? I feel like I've had this on every single most anticipated list since 2020. But I guess all good things come to those who wait, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Tom Cruise and his team have cooked up for this. I'm still riding that high from Mission Impossible Fallout. I loved my theater experience with that. Tom Cruise looks like he's pushing the envelope even further with the stunts in this movie. It looks like he's giving it his all, as he always does. I never know what to expect going into these movies, except for some incredible stunt work, great action, and just a really fun time in the theater, and I really want to see this, so it comes in at number 2. And finally, at number 1 for my most anticipated of the year is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. James Gunn is on a high right now. He is on fire with Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and running DC. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's done with this finale to the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. And with James Gunn leaving this franchise behind and saying that this is going to be the final movie where we see this iteration of the Guardians, I'm expecting the classic Guardians of the Galaxy James Gunn humor, along with some tears and a heartfelt story. If they can infuse any amount of humor and heart and emotion into this movie as much as they did in the holiday special, I think we're in for a big treat with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and it is my number 1 most anticipated thing to get my eyes on in 2023. All right, guys, and with that, that's my list for the most anticipated of 2023, and that doesn't even scratch the surface. I didn't even name off other ones like Transformers Rise of the Beast, Elemental, Scream 6 is coming out. There is so much to look forward to this year, guys, and I want to hear from you. What are you most anticipating this year in 2023? Comment down below, let me know. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to read it. I had such a great and fun year with you guys in 2022. Thank you everybody who joined me along last year, and I cannot wait to continue this journey with you guys into 2023. And this year, guys, our goal for the subscriber count is 2,500. We can do it, I believe, and you guys can help right now, because if you're not subscribed and you like this video, well, don't leave me hanging. Go on, hit that subscribe button. We talk about movies on here a lot. Hit the like button. It helps us out a lot, and I hope to talk to you guys again real soon.